Yo people, I'm back with another video. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We're all about self-development, being the best version of yourself, health, happiness, productivity, all of that. That sounds like a bit of you. Subscribe, and if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, comment, and again, subscribe, innit? But anyway, straight into the video. So the other day, I met two millionaires. So I met one and I was like, hey, rah, like, this guy's a millionaire. Like, I found out when I met him and I was like, oh yeah, this guy's a millionaire. So then when I find out people are, I think this is good practice anyway. If you find out or you meet someone and you like admire them, it's best to like kind of like notice things about them, how they act, how they behave, how they think, how they feel. Because, you know what I'm saying, like, I told all my friends this, like, if you want to be a millionaire, simply be a millionaire. Do you get what, do you get what I mean? So I met one and I was like, alright, maybe I can make a video about this. And then the next day, I didn't even know what's going to happen as well. I met another one. This guy's, like, I've known him for a long time. But then I was like, right, 2 millionaires in 2 days. So then now I'm with both of them and I'm thinking, okay, what are the comparisons I can draw? And then what can I learn from this? And then what can I share with the people? Do you get what I mean? So I guess meeting millionaires doesn't happen every day. But it's something that I guess in my line of work, it happens quite a little bit. So let me just drop some knowledge on you, some tips in it. So the first thing I noticed about both of them are millionaires here. They are people, but both things I noticed were they were both very calculated, organized, and like forward thinking. So in one of the meetings, we were going over finances. So what he had all the spreadsheets, so he had all the papers, and he was trying to fact check, double check to make sure all of our figures and numbers matched everything. So he had his all printed out in order and ours all printed out in order, and then he was like, this to this, that to that, this to this, that to that, this to that. So it was quite simple, like, but at the same time it was very organized. Like when I noticed this, because we came in on him, he had his glasses on, he was going this, like it was very organized. And basically, with everything I want to say, I also want to give a way that I think of applying it and a way that you could probably apply it to your life, innit? So when I thought of that, I was like, okay, right, like, there's no way this guy's getting. And I'll give you a funny story. When he was going through all the figures and that, he said, look, I noticed one payment was 33p short, innit? And he was joking at the same time. He wasn't really joking, but it's quite funny, innit? Like, he was that to a T with all the numbers. He had a firm idea of everything that was going on. So a way I thought of applying that is like, right, simply if you've got a job or you've got a business, innit, like a good practice, good thing to do is have all your numbers, all your figures printed out on a spreadsheet and go through that. Like a good thing that you should be doing, especially if you get a wage, is budgeting, innit? So if you budget, like a good thing to do would be to print out all your bank statements, see where your money goes, manage that, and then allocate where you can save money and, you know what I mean, save really. So what I learned from that is like, when it came to the numbers, figures, like he wasn't messing about. He knew where every penny was going. He was very calculated and he was aware. With the other person, the way I'd say they were calculated and very organized is we were talking about some future moves, where we're going to go in the future, some things he was going. And from the things he's done and the things he was describing, he was planning, I could tell like he had a plan and he was very switched on and he knew exactly what he was doing, where he was going and why he was doing it and what was happening next. So without going too deep into what's actually like, for example, one example he gave was networking, innit? Like he said he went on like a course training thing to meet a specific person, and the course thing could be described as expensive, but when he was doing it, he wasn't thinking about the actual course. He was thinking about the ability to get into the room with certain people and be able to network. And he mentioned like sometimes you got to buy your seat at the table. And I was like, okay. And then he mentioned some other things you got coming up in the pipelines. And I realized everything he's doing, face value, outside looking in, you might be thinking, that's a bit weird, or that's a bit, that doesn't really make financial sense. But everything he did, he knew what he was doing and he knew the effects of that would do. He had, this is another thing I noticed as well, he had a team for a lot of things, like a lot of things that you'd think, especially with people who are like social media people, like famous, or they got this, like you might not realize it, but a lot of people who have got these followings have got teams on their social media, on this, like everything that made you think one person doing naturally, They've got a team of people working behind the scenes to make sure everything's happening, to make sure everything's aligned with the brand, make sure everything makes sense, everything's patterned. So that's another thing, quite calculated and having a good understanding of everything that's going on. Cool. The second thing I learned from these multi-millionaires was actually, ironically, they both said and showed by the way they acted, it wasn't really about the money for them. Like, it wasn't really about the money. So, with the last person I was just talking about, the way he thought of spending money was not like, he wasn't trying to just accumulate, get as much as possible. He just saw money as a tool to get to the next stage. So whether it was getting into networking events, going on courses, becoming a mentor or mentee to somebody, he just used money as like a tool. And he mentioned it again, it's like, cool, if you want to do this, like, you just got to buy it, you just got to buy it. He was all about spend, use money as a tool. Like, he used it as more of a tool, an investment. Like, he wasn't on this big like, oh no, I'm not trying to spend money, I'm trying to have it all. He saw money as, okay, look, I've got money, but I'm gonna use it to do this. I've got this project to do this or do this. Like, everything was a tool. It's just, he's got the money, but he's not trying to just keep it and hoard it. He's trying to use it to keep it going, keep it flowing. Cash for cash flow, make investments to get returns, whether it's in favors, whether it's in influence, whether it's in popularity, whether it's in projects. But he was not focused on hoarding money. He was focused on investing. The other millionaire, ironically, I found this out because I was going to pitch him a business proposition. So I asked him, are you trying to make more money? And he said, for me, it's not about money. He said, it's never about money. So I asked him, what's it about? He said, it's about health and it's about happiness. That's what he said. This is about health and happiness. He gave a personal example of something in his life that money can't fix. And it was true. He said, no matter how much money I throw at this thing, money's never going to fix it. So it's not about that. It's always about his health. It's about his happiness of him and his family. And he'll do anything, make any choice, he'll make any choice, make any investment, as long as it doesn't impact the health and happiness of his family. And he said he does like peace. He doesn't like stressful investments. He doesn't like all this risky stuff. He kind of like hands off, no stress. And it wasn't really about the money. At the same time, he did mention the 33p. But yeah, those are two of those things that they both had in common. Like, they were both very calculated and forward thinking, and it wasn't about money for both. Cool. So those are the two kind of brief lessons that I learned. There's probably more that will just come out in my head over time, and the more I meet with them, I'll probably make more videos. But the way I want to, there's no point in me just speaking at people. I want to give a lesson in everything I say. So as I said, with the calculated and forward thinking and understanding everything that's going on, one way that I've been thinking to apply that to my life is, anything I want to do it with intention. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as simple as that. It's like, if I want to go out somewhere, why am I going out here? Who am I going to meet? What are we going to do? And when you're doing something, do it with reason, do it with an intention. Also, be calculated, like, have your schedule fixed. Know when you're doing what and why you're doing it. Have all of your figures in line, like your bank statements. Check, like, you know what I mean? Money's a bit of a taboo topic for some people. And I was talking about this the other day, like, I don't understand how people ever go out and have their card declined. Not because they don't have money, but it's like, you can check your bank balance. Like, why would you go out and like let your card tap when you know there's no money in it? Like, that's it's just a bit silly, innit? Like, don't, like, you can, like, if you got no money, that's cool, innit? Like, you can always, like, you know, make a quick call, like, yo, bro, like, just quick £20, you know what I'm saying? But like, don't go out ignorantly. Like, have an awareness of everything that's going on in your life, whether it be money, figures, or plans. Like, what's up next? Why are you doing it? What's it gonna do for you? Know what you're doing. Cool. And the second thing, which is, I know some people are gonna watch this like, oh, it's easy for millionaires to say it's not about the money, but I truly think there's a way that you can apply this to your life right now, and I'll give plenty of examples. It's like, for example, I just started doing Muay Thai, and the membership per month is actually like, quote unquote, compared to my gym anyway, it's a little bit expensive. And I got to get these gloves and all these things. But I don't think about it as like, oh, I don't want to spend money, it's going to cost me money. I think of it as an investment. Like, it's an investment into my health. It's an investment into my discipline. It's an investment into my mindset. Another example, like, if you can see all these, like, where is it? Yeah. If you can see all these books, like, I've ordered a lot of books. This is only like half. I've got Kindles, I've got Audible, I've got all of these things cost money. Like books cost money, but I'll never hesitate in buying a book because I always think of it as an investment. Like the max you ever pay for a book is like £20. If you read any good book, will give you way more than £20 worth of value. It might not be instant, might not be straight away, but with the knowledge and any mistakes you could avoid or benefits you might gain will be way more worth than the £20 you spent on the actual book. That's the kind of way I think about it. It's all about investing into like my gym membership, books, food. Like recently I've been ordering some good quality steak. Like things like this, you don't think about it in terms of it's costing me this. You think of it in terms of investment. There's something that's priceless. Going out with my family, like I'll never hesitate to take my family somewhere nice or pay for something, because you can't put a price on memories. You can't put a price on health. You can't put a price on happiness. So that's the way I'd think about it. Not saying like, oh yeah, I don't think about money. It's just when it comes to certain things, investments, or think of everything that's an investment. Don't think about the money. Think about the value you can get. And that's another way. Even with this, for example, YouTube channel. Like I'm not thinking about the money doing it, but obviously long term we hope, innit? You know what I'm saying? But it's all about the value. Like I'm not trying to sell you something right now. There's not a link in the bio. Like I'm not trying to like, okay, cool. Money. It's just about being valuable. Like anything that's valuable, money will come. You got to understand that. If you're valuable or you create value or you make someone of value or you're near value, money will come. It's an inevitability. Think of money as a consequence, as a result, not as the goal, the aim. Do you get what I'm trying to say there? So that's just the tip, and I've had this in my mind intuitively, and meeting some people who have been successful, who have got money, kind of confirms that mindset for me. So I hope you can take that and apply it to your life, and you know what I mean, hopefully become a millionaire as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Alright, cool.